Sky Squad, we are back in the building. Happy Friday, y'all. We ready to get this weekend popping, okay? We ready to get it popping. And listen, we talking about basketball wives today. So we're going to cover a little bit of information about basketball wives and some things that I had some questions about. And then Bambi has chimed in and she's giving her thoughts on the situation with Malaysia and Brandi. We got a lot to cover. But before we get into that, make sure you guys hit that subscribe button, hit the notification bell button, and join the texting community so I can send you a text message every time a new video drops. Now, with that being said, let's go ahead and stage dive into what we really got to get into. Now, you guys know that Malaysia and Bambi, who is now featured on Love and Hip Hop Atlanta, which was just greenlit for a new season along with Love and Hip Hop Miami. I know that a lot of people have been wondering what was going on with that, and I forget where I saw that. If I find it, I will obviously put the source down in the description because I like for you guys to know where I get my information from so that we can talk about it and comment on it here. But I also like for you guys to be able to support all of the players in this reality TV commenting and news space because that's just how we rock over here. Okay. But back to Bambi and Malaysia. We know that they are good Judies. All right. So that's already established. But there was some question about, and I have to take this over to our friends at the BBWT Inc. Okay. Because a question came up that many people were asking. They were saying, a commenter said, leave my girl Malaysia in the city the F alone. Why they ain't let Bambi on the show? Everybody else has their friends. So Bambi responded and says, because they knew better. So I was like, okay. Now, the first place I think I saw this story was Urban Bell Max. So I'll obviously place their link in the description down below as well. But the T is confirmed right here, right? So, I did notice a commenter says Jen didn't have no friends either, and she took her blows by herself. The person said Malaysia will live. Because I know some people feel a certain type of way about Malaysia after the past couple of seasons. But I also feel like Malaysia does need some level of support on the show because there's a lot of other new ladies that seem to be sort of rallying around Brandi. And I do feel like the playing field could be a little bit more even right now. So we have that going on. And Bambi is saying, because they knew better. Okay. Now, if you guys had never known this before, you know, Bambi is familiar with Brandi, but they were never really like BFF or anything like that. And she does go into detail in a new interview with I think it's the Dom Natty show, and this was also featured on the BBWT Inc. So you can visit both of those sites. I will place both links in the description down below. But in an interview, Bambi does say that she knows Brandi, but she was never really close with her. And she says that she feels like Brandi is doing too much. And she's basically saying that Malaysia came into this season or is in a place in her life where she's really just trying to focus on getting some things of her own together. Um, and she really wasn't going into the show looking for any type of drama. And she feels as though Brandi is doing too much for the sake of getting it popping on the show. She does sort of admit that, Brandi is, doing her job. She's getting it popping because what else was they going to do? You know what I'm saying? Um, and, obviously Bambi is saying that's why they brought all of those ladies back. Now, I'm not necessarily sure whether or not Bambi could even do Basketball Wives anymore because I don't know if she's contractually obligated to um if she's contractually obligated to Love and Hip Hop Atlanta because, Scrappy is featured on there and she's heavily featured on there. And I don't think that that would have been possible, but we have seen other members of the franchise do the family reunion sort of Love and Hip Hop spinoffs. So it could have worked that Bambi could have been a part of this, perhaps, unless filming obligations or contractual obligations got in the way. My question to you guys is, do you think that it would have been a good idea to have Bambi on the show as a friend to Malaysia? Personally, I would have liked to have seen that because I think that had she had more support on the show, she would be a lot more proactive with promoting the show, showing up to events for the show. Because as you guys know, they've been doing a lot of promotion leading up to the show itself. Okay. And speaking of which, now make sure you guys are following the BBWT Inc. Okay, online for any and all basketball wives news and tea. Okay, first make sure you do that. Give them a like, give them a follow, and give them a comment. And now I want to take things over to our friends over at Reality Chat for some more information with regards to what is going on with Malaysia and the show in and of itself. Now, in an exclusive interview with Jennifer and Brooke from what I think is the Basketball Wives premiere party, um, we get, you know, Jennifer and Brooke being asked about Malaysia and her not being there, and both of them are like, basically like, who? Who is that? Who's missing? We don't think nobody missing over here. We don't think nobody missing. So clearly, neither one of them are on good terms with Malaysia at all, even though we did see what looked like Jennifer seemingly getting along with her enough to be seated beside her for them to have conversation and dialogue at Jackie's wedding. But maybe that's all it was, right? And to be fair, as someone did comment earlier, Jennifer has had to be on this show plenty of times without a friend, except for when she had Dominique. I think her name was Dominique, but I don't even think they're no longer friends no more either, based on some previous posts from Dominique. But that's neither here nor there at the moment. The other interesting thing is that you will notice when you guys, first go to Reality Chat and listen to the interview, and you can also listen to Reality Chat on YouTube as well to get the full interview. But let me give you guys this little bit of extra tea, and you won't have to get the rest when you go visit the site. But here's what Jennifer said that made me pause. She says that things start off fine in 10A, but then towards the second half of the season, which she called 10B, things get a little rocky for her and some people. Now, she doesn't go on to say who it is, but I commented like, I like the distinction of 10A and 10B. And I said, give us more. So Reality Chat responded back and said, you caught that too. I'm like, okay, now I can start putting my puzzle pieces together. And I'm like, yes, because what that we had heard was previously that the season was filmed at the start by one production company and then next by another company. So I'm wondering if 10A was the first company and if 10B was the second company, or if I'm just speculating and she's just meaning the first half and then the back half. But I've never heard that distinction before when someone is talking about a reality TV show. I've never heard them break it up into 10A and then 10B. So that should be very interesting to see if we can notice a distinction between what 10A is and what 10B is. These are the little things that interest me and intrigue me about, the way reality TV shows are filmed. And I know that some of you guys get into this stuff too. So I had to bring this up because I knew that I was not the only one. But definitely go check out Reality Chat on Instagram and then check out their YouTube page for the full interview so you guys can get all that tea over there. All links will be placed in the description down below so you can visit each site and get all of the interviews. But I had to bring y'all this information. A, do you think that Bambi should have been brought on as a friend from Malaysia? And then B, what do you guys make of this 10A and this 10B? And then C, are you actually even watching Basketball Wives this season? I did my review. I told you guys what I think. I thought the first episode was phenomenal. I'm glad they took their time with it. I'm excited that it's back on. I'm excited about the fresh faces. I'm excited to catch up with everybody and find out where everybody is in their lives right now. And I just think it's going to be a lit season and a lit summer altogether. But anyway, that's just my thoughts. And y'all know I'm excited by, most things reality TV. So make sure you guys leave your comments down below. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell button. And y'all know how we always say it. I'm going to catch you guys in the next video.